like being forced.
Why is Cody like super pumped right now?
Because I'm excited. I think I nailed it on both my assignments, and I feel real glad.
Are you on what the Spanish like to call el cocaine?
Wait a minute. Both assignments? There was 3 of them.
What are you talking about?
There's 3 of them?
What do you mean?
No, he mean 2 different episodes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, there was 4 assignments total.
Yeah,
3
that's
for
what I
this
meant.
episode.
The 3 assignments are all. 3 of those assignments are technically one assignment, and I did that in its entirety. I did not register that as 3 individuals. I registered that as 1.
Okay. So you did do 3.
I did 3.
Okay.
The assignments pronouns, are they them? Because you
I don't.
recognize
Please
them
stop.
Okay, hello and welcome to The Orig, a show by Damage Control Podcasting, a professionally unprofessional look at the conventions, ideas, and genres of filmmaking. I'm here with
Cody Dietrich.
Daniel Newkirk.
Adam Tipton.
movie titles, what makes a good one, a bad one, etc. and so forth. Do you like sequel titles that just put a number in? Do you like it when they work the number into the word? But first,
Like Fanforstic?
according to The Guardian, what is the most used film title? A. Awakening. Now, before we continue, I'm not saying these words plus another word. I'm saying like literally these words. Maybe the in front of it, but it's literally just these words.
Okay. So it's not going to be like the or in or anything like that. It's an actual.
Just this word, or with the word the, but I didn't put that in there.
Okay.
According to The Guardian, which is a movie starring Kevin Costner and Ashton Kutcher about,
Isn't it also a superhero?
yes,
Yes, it is.
and possibly a newspaper in the UK. Is that correct?
I believe it's a UK newspaper, yeah.
Okay.
Sounds right.
According to The Guardian, what is the most used film title? A. Awakening. B. Haunting. C. Missing. Or D. Abandoned.
Haunting.
I'm going to go with Awakening.
Well, I was going to go with Awakening, but since Daniel said...
You are allowed to...
I'm going to go with Haunting.
Okay, Daniel is right.
Yeah.
1 point.
Oh,
Wait a minute.
hell yeah.
Since we got a lot of... Do you have scratch paper?
Yes.
All right.
Hey, Post-its.
You're the...
Okay.
We should do an episode about those.
You mean adhesive notes so we don't get copyright struck?
Okay.
Gotcha.
Awakening was correct. Daniel gets 1 point.
Yeah.
There are 34 films / TV shows with this title dating all the way back to 1909. Okay. Which movie title is real? Which movie title is real? A. Night of the Day of the Dawn of the Son of the Bride of the Return of the Revenge of the Terror of the Attack of the Evil Mutant Alien Flesh-Eating Hellbound Zombified Living Dead Part 2. B. Persecution and Assassination of Jean-Paul Marais as performed by the inmates of the Asylum of Sheraton under the direction of the Marquis de Sade. Or C. I killed my lesbian wife, hung her on a meat hook, and now I have a 3-picture deal at Disney.
I'm going to say A.
I'm going with the second one. I think I've heard that one before.
Okay?
I'll go C for have diversity.
All 3 of them are real.
Are real?
Are real. So, Night of the Day of the Dawn of the Son of the Bride of the Return of the Revenge of the Terror of the Attack of the Evil Mutant Alien Flesh-Eating Hellbound Zombified Living Dead Part 2. So,
That's like a tongue twister.
So-
You did good.
What was that one called again?
fuck off. I'm out of breath. I need to do more cardio. So, Night of the Living Dead. I mean, I'm redlining. I'm sorry.
I invite you every week to do cardio with me.
I know.
And you're like, no, I don't have any condoms.
Yeah. So, Night of the Living
He
Dead.
can't get pregnant, can he?
Night
I'm not worried about... I'm not worried about getting pregnant. I'm worried about, like,
HPV.
catching something. from
So, Night of the Living Dead, the George A. Romero movie, is not technically, illegally, and for all intents and purposes, is in public domain. So, what these people did was they bought the movie, erased the soundtrack and the movie dialogue, and did their own, like, what's that show?
Mystery Science Theater.
Mystery Science Theater, and they put it out. We can do that. It's under public domain. Anyway,
Why haven't we done that? That sounds like a fucking incredible time.
we can do that.
We should do that.
I don't know anything about the second one other than it was just a really long title. The third one, I will give someone 1,000,000 points if they can tell me whose first movie was I killed my lesbian wife, hung her on a meat hook, and now I have a 3-picture deal at Disney. Came out in 1993. He's a famous actor.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
He's a famous superhero. As of right now, his last role as a superhero just came out.
Zachary Levi?
Nope. But you're in the right universe.
Ezra Miller?
93. He would have been like 2.
You said it just came out.
No, but Ezra Miller. This movie came out in
Oh,
93.
He's a Batman actor.
Here's a hint. He's also actually a director.
George Clooney? Batman actor and director?
Ben Affleck. It was his first
Oh.
movie.
Oh.
Gotcha.
He didn't have any movie that just came out.
He was in The Flash.
That's not his movie. He's in like 4 minutes
It's
of it.
a fucking Batman
He's
movie.
in 4 minutes of it. It's more of a Michael Keaton movie than
Daniel,
Ben
take
Affleck.
6 points away from Daniel.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. I can't argue with that. All right. The last trivia question before we get on to tonight's topic. Sometimes movies go under working titles to throw paparazzi and fans, throw them for a loop.
Blue Harvest.
What film was known as Rory's First Kiss?
The Dark Knight.
Well, yes, that's all right.
I was going to say I knew that, but I was just waiting for Adam to finish. I wasn't going to be rude.
You know what? You get the point.
Hell yeah, I get
Thank
a
you.
point.
What? You want me to wait for you to finish? It's always not about you.
That-
Sometimes I want to finish
That
first.
and I owe him a point for fucking up the Daria one. Okay, so movie titles.
So Cody came in third by 1 point.
Yeah.
No, we got more. We got
If
more.
Cody had 2
Oh.
more points, he definitely would have beat you.
We've got more. We've got more trivia anyway. So,
Oh, okay.
so movie titles. What makes a good one?
Usually words.
So no,
Combination of letters.
are there any?
What?
Are there any titles that are just numbers?
7?
13.
Yeah, but they don't use the number 7. They use the word 7.
Oh.
Actually,
the numbers
65.
in there. 42.
No, what is it? Is it just 65?
Mhm.
There you go. Right on.
42.
Is that the baseball movie?
Mm-hmm.
Was it just 42? Did it have subtitle?
No. Just
I think it
42.
was 42, like the something tale.
No, it was 42.
Jackie
and it had
Robinson.
little-
Glad I remember that. Okay, so what subjectively? Subjectively, what makes a good? You all right? All right. What I don't know. I'm really hyper. What makes a good movie title?
I think it's
Subjectively.
like a bold one-worded word title of like impact
So
or
Like share.
tornado.
You're a
Twister.
You're a minimalist type of guy.
Yeah, like a title that gets minimally to the point. Bam! This is what this movie's about. Cut. Send it.
So out of the first question, awakening, haunting, missing, and abandon, which one do you like?
Awakening.
Okay. Well, what is that? So if I was to say, hey, Cody, what are you doing tonight? Nothing. Okay, let's go to the movie Awakening.
Well, I would add an S to it, make it Awakenings, and watch a delightful movie starring Robin Williams and what's that guy?
Ben Affleck.
Not Ben Affleck. Robert De Niro, because that is a magical movie. That is also very sad.
It's magically and sad.
It's a make you feel good movie until you get to the end, and then it just rips your heart out.
You want to talk about?
What are you looking for?
I was looking for my phone because I was going to double check to make sure it was actually Robert De Niro and not like Tom Hanks or something.
Rowan Atkinson.
Atkinson.
A sad movie.
All right, so Cody likes minimalist titles. Tyler, Daniel, you gonna throw in on this?
So I don't mind minimalist titles. It just has to have enough to be drawing to me. Okay. And so like there is such a thing as a too short a title. Like 65, for example. I didn't care for that title. It didn't grab me. Passengers, which is a fantastic movie. It took me a long time to watch that movie because the name didn't grab me.
Okay.
But you have something like Pandora, or not? Was it Pandora?
There's Pandora.
No, yeah, Pandorum. I think the one that with the space madness.
Yeah,
Pandora.
Pandorum.
Yeah, Pandorum, and that one was a little bit more interesting to me. So I think a good title should tell you a little bit about what's the movie is about before you even get to the synopsis or the preview. And then of course you've got to have like a nod into the right direction, or it should be some matter of artism.
Artism meaning
Like trying to think of the name of it. I think it's Mother. The one that Jennifer Lawrence started. It
yeah.
was super abstract.
mother. Yeah.
Like that one, had a really good title.
You know what I think it missed was during the trailer they should have had Danzig's Mother, the song Mother playing. Mother.
Yeah. Or Wolf Mother.
Oh yeah, Joker and the Thief.
Mm-hmm.
What's the other hit from Wolf Mother?
I mean, they have a song called Mother.
Oh, they do have a song called
I
Mother?
believe they do.
Oh, I like Joker and the Thief.
Joker and the Thief's a good song.
What's the other hit though? No,
Hey, Cody, do you
I'm
want
sure,
to have a
I'm sure they have
conversation?
multiple.
No, I'm looking up
Porn?
the opposite of my one-worded title. When titles get, which is the point I was going to try and make. When titles get so long, when are you reading a damn book?
Oh, fair.
Hey, what was the name of that title?
Yeah.
Oh, another one that had a great was America the Motion Picture. That was a fantastic.
Is that the
title.
old?
No, that was true to history retelling of the founding fathers of America.
Yes.
When did it come out?
Pandemic era. I think it was. Yeah, I think it was shortly after pandemic started.
Is it streaming anywhere?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I highly recommend it. It taught me a lot about history. I
Yeah,
didn't know.
it's fantastic. So the summary is that during the Revolutionary, to lead up into the Revolutionary War, an English general Benedict Arnold, thank you,
You're welcome.
kills Abraham Lincoln, who is George Washington's best friend, and that causes George Washington to start the revolution
No
with
questions.
Nikola Tesla and John Henry Irons and Paul Revere.
I did read that in Wikipedia. Yes.
Yeah, and then Paul Revere and his horse, they get seriously injured, and the horse becomes a cyborg, and
30.
Geronimo's there, and Geronimo loses an arm, so Tesla builds him a robotic arm, and then Benedict Arnold's army's full of werewolves. It's fantastic.
Sounds boring. I don't really like historically accurate movies. Sounds boring. I
I
like it
mean,
when
that's fair.
I like it when they take liberties.
Oh, wait until the English giant mecha war machine shows up.
A la
And,
Pacific Rim type
Yeah,
stuff.
kind of.
Okay.
And
Why would they come out the Pacific?
No, a la Pacific Rim.
Why wouldn't they come out the Atlantic?
Atlantic Rim. It doesn't sound.
Yeah, it doesn't sound right.
that's actually a real movie, is Atlantic Rim, with giant robots. I haven't seen it yet.
Is
Really?
it a
Yeah.
mockbuster
I'm sure it is. 100%
or an
sure
asylum
it is.
type movie?
Yeah.
Did Paul Revere have a famous horse? Like the Lone Ranger had silver and.
I actually don't know what the horse's name was.
I don't remember the horse's name either. I just remember it.
I do remember that in
His
the movie,
horse when
him
he
and
It was-
Paul Revere get merged into a robo-cop horse and
It
car.
was-
Yeah, Robo Centaur.
It was the British. That's why he kept saying the British is coming, because he was riding the horse on the British.
Or he was riding the horse and he was saying British is coming.
All right.
All right, Tyler,
Let's get past this part.
Tyler, we're a minute in. We're all right.
Or more than a minute.
My brain hurts.
So what's your subjective opinion? Because this is the internet, so we have to.
I don't really have an opinion. I mean, as long as the title's good. I mean,
Well, what makes a good title?
I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I've liked Buried with Ryan Reynolds, short, sweet, to the point, and then you can have Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End, a wordy title.
Okay, would you okay? We're
Oh, Jumping Back 300. That's a title with only.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. Where was I going? Oh, we're all superhero nerds here. Are there any MCU movies that isn't like Iron Man, Iron Man 2, Ant-Man, Ant-Man 2, and the Wasp? I mean, they're all the character name, right?
Well, Thor didn't got step away from that. It was Thor Dark World, Thor Ragnarok.
But that's what I'm saying. It's still Thor. Is there a superhero movie where it's just Wakanda Forever? But I mean, that's Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever. Is there any?
No, I don't believe they have.
Eternals is probably your closest one.
But even then, it was a starting.
Well, the Eternals.
Starting what?
It was a starting movie, so imagine if they do Eternals too, it'd be like Eternals, the continuation of something.
Well, sure. I'm just saying that the Eternals isn't a name of a character.
What's
and
the
they
name of
never
the?
refer to themselves as that in the movie that I remember. Like, yeah, it's the name of the group, but I don't think they ever refer to themselves as that like the Avengers do.
Like
They
even
didn't. They didn't say like we're eternal at all in the entire movie.
Not that I remember. It isn't,
I
I
think
mean,
Man of Steel and The Dark Knight are the only
yeah.
real.
But even I mean that is a lot better. But even then, Man
Well,
of Steel is technically
that's like-
another name for
yeah,
Superman.
but I'm saying it's not.
Like I don't know, like what would be a cool name, like Joker selling fish. No, what was the name of that story? Joker mutated fish, the laughing fish.
I don't remember. I think you could do
What?
if you were doing a title accurately, you could cut the name out of it. Like Captain America 3 Civil War could have just been Civil War.
Civil War, which I think we all refer to that.
Right. I kind of forget that's a Captain America
Yeah.
movie, to be perfectly honest. I think that if you're going to do something in the franchise, though, you have to have the number. Because, like, Thor 2, Thor 3, Thor 4, none of them actually have the number. So if you're a new fan coming in, you have 4 Thor movies that are interspersed into the timeline, and you have no idea where Thor Love and Thunder takes place in relationship to Thor Dark World or Thor Ragnarok.
But
Yeah.
what happens when the numbering system gets so convoluted? Like Scream, wasn't the last Scream movie that just came out? Isn't that just Scream?
No, that
That's
was one.
Scream
That was
6.
the one before that.
Yeah,
it was
Scream-
technically Scream 5.
Yeah,
but-
Scream 5 was just Scream, and then it turned to Scream 6.
It's
So
all-
it went
it-
Scream 1, 2, 3, 4, Scream again, and then Scream 6.
But Scream 6, okay, going with working numbers into the title, I really, like, some of them were kind of stupid, but I liked the way Scream 6 did it. They made the M into, like, the last part of the M
The I.
was a different color, so it was the
Roman
VI.
numerals.
yeah.
Which I guess they could have done that with Scream 5, just made, I thought that was cool.
Well, as long as you do it like that and don't do to like a weird scheme like they like I know this is way out of left field, but Lion King 1.5.
What's wrong with that?
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, but it wasn't halfway in between 1 and 2. It was the first movie, so it was just should have just been half.
Wait, I thought
It was what?
Lion King 1.5 took place between 1 and 2.
No, it took place. Everything that happens in Lion King 1.5 takes place during the first movie. It's just from everything is from Timon and Pumbaa's side. That's it.
Oh, okay, so it's like a... Okay,
It's
so it's
not
happening concurrently.
Yeah, so it's
Oh,
technically
that's fine.
it's a little weird.
Video games do that all the time. You have 2 video games happening concurrently, and they have different title numbers.
What about when Fast and the Furious?
Furries.
went-
That's
Furries.
that's the porn parody where it's the next name.
What did it go? 1,
That's
2,
fucking
3, 4?
awesome.
You know, it's not great, but you know what? Not bad either.
Fist bump at me and Daniel just, wow, I just redlined. Now every time I redline, we all got headphones on now, so every time I redline, everyone notices.
I keep waiting for someone to sneeze into the microphone and blow out all of our eardrums.
Yeah, I've already noticed how annoying it is when I do this.
Uh-huh.
See, I told you. Huh?
Yeah, so I'll stop doing that.
So anyway, Fast and the Furious.
Oh god, that's disturbing.
Not, I thought where you're going with that.
Oh,
What, it goes
here,
one-
synergy with Toyline, Fast and the Furbies. Bring it back. Everything's coming back.
Absolutely.
Furby's already came.
So
back.
anyway, Tyler,
Did
Fast
they
and
really?
Furious.
Yeah.
Oh.
Everybody
The
good
fate
now?
of Tickle Me Elmo.
There we go.
Okay,
There
all
we
right.
go.
All right, I'm done.
Well, it did the same thing as Scream, except it went the Fast and Furious.
No. It went Fast and it went the Fast and the Furious, Too Fast, which is another thing. Too Fast, Too Furious, fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's fine.
Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. That's just basically the first title with the subtitle, and then it was
Fast 4.
Fast 5.
It was
Fast 5.
yeah, it was Fast and the Furious, and then Fast 5, The Fate of the Furious. What?
It got way too complicated. Like,
Yeah.
seriously, just
First of all,
1 through 7.
I tried to.
Someone did the same thing.
I tried to look. I know I'm not the only one to come up with this joke, but they totally missed like Saw, Seesaw,
Saint.
Jigsaw. Well, they did do Jigsaw eventually.
Yeah.
Power Saw.
No, that was dumb.
Yeah, those would have been bad titles.
You should feel the same.
Look,
But straight, like, it's totally okay just to say this is Saw 7. But I think it's almost important to do that when you have people entering the franchise.
You know what we should do? We should do an episode where we talk about all the Halloween movies and all their titles for like 4 hours.
You know, I actually know someone who could probably do that way more interestingly than Adam did.
But he was looking through a window, Daniel. Through a window. The window was round.
Yeah.
Invite her, man. Halloween's coming up. Scariest time of the year, tax season. I stole that joke from someone else. Anyway.
Oh, really?
So Fast X just came out, right? I think they missed. So it's technically the 10th movie, right?
Oh,
what about Fast 10? Your seatbelt.
You already did that one. It's not funny.
Kind of funny.
Well, don't they canonically not wear seatbelts?
No, they don't look in the rearview mirror.
See, that's the plot line, is that they have to put seatbelts on to get over
Dom,
whatever crazy
Dom
situation
has to
they're in.
swallow his pride and be like, I can't believe I'm doing this for family.
No. They all have the cars from the mid-90s where once you start it, the seatbelt automatically goes back.
Everybody hates the function. It's too big, it always chokes you.
Before they blast off into space, because they have to go reignite the sun.
That was 9 though.
But this time they have to go reignite the sun.
Oh, okay.
And
they're going to do it with nitrous oxide.
Yeah, there's just that scene where it's Dom sitting there and there's just slow moving seatbelt across his face. Just.
Okay, Tyler hit on something. He was joking, but he hit on something with the Halloween movie. Another classic movie title trope is the final chapter, the revenge of. It's more of a horror genre, but
Horror.
what do you guys think of that in the title? Revenge of, the final chapter, such and such dies.
I'm fine with.
Go ahead.
Well, that was
Sorry,
awkward.
we started talking at the same exact
No,
time.
go ahead.
Okay.
So what I'm thinking.
Like, I'm fine with using words like that, final or last chapter, if it's actually the last one, if you're never going to pick it back up from that point on. Like, after you do a title like that, if you continue it from that point again, it sort of defeats the purpose of the title, doesn't it?
But
yes.
now we did it.
Yeah. Back off, my turn.
Sorry.
So yes and no. Like, I'm fine with the final chapter and stuff too. To me, that's fine to use that as an ending to like a franchise before you reboot it. So like Nightmare on Elm Street, for example, I think it had
Freddy's dead.
It had Freddy's Dead as the final chapter. Like that one was the final chapter, and then they came out with Wes Craven's New Nightmare, which is a complete revamping of the storyline and like a revitalization or a reboot. That I'm fine with.
So it wasn't like these guys that lived from the last movie, he's after these guys now. It's like, no, is it a direct connection like that, or like they were associated?
So Freddy was losing its steam, right? It wasn't making. New Line Cinema is a house that Freddy built. The Nightmare series.
Here's 4 hours of film history to answer your question. Go ahead.
New Line Cinema.
Freddy's claw is represented.
New Line Cinema was a house that Freddy built. The Nightmare series basically kept that studio up. After Dream Warrior, after the 5th one, it didn't make any money. So they're like, we're not making any money. They started putting out Lord of the Rings in 7, or they're working on Lord of the Rings. They hadn't put them out yet, but they started working on it. So they decided to kill Freddy, and that was actually it. When they killed Freddy, that was it. But then Freddy came out in 84, 94 was coming up, and they're like, Wes, it's the 10 years. Here's a publicity stunt. It's the 10-year anniversary of. We don't want to continue. Do you just want to? We fucked you over. We want to make it right by you. You can.
Was that the exact wording they told Wes Craven?
No, it was more like you didn't want to make a franchise. He was forced into a franchise. The movie. Wes wanted the movie to end when Freddy.
You guys are on a first name basis.
When Mr. Craven wanted the movie to end when Freddy went towards Nancy and Nancy turned her back and said, "I give you no more power," and he disappeared. That was where Wes wanted it, or Mr. Craven wanted it. He didn't want to do it anymore. Robert.
But by then it was too popular, and
Robert.
We want more money.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't popular at all. The movie hadn't come out yet. They're still making it. Robert Shea, who saw the potential in having a franchise because Friday the 13th Part 2 had already come out. So he was like, we're gonna make this franchise, and Wes is like, fuck off, but he did it anyway. So I'm doing as fast as I can, Daniel. And so he made if you watch the original Nightmare on Elm Street, there's a really shitty half-assed ending of a dummy flying through a window, and that was like Wes being like, fine, fuck you, Robert Shea, we'll continue it. And he hated it. So Freddy's dead. The 10-year anniversary is coming up, 94. Robert Shea wanted to make amends with Wes because they were friends. And they're like, look, 10-year anniversary, we killed Freddy off. Do whatever it is you want.
So we'll make a new movie with unrelation to the first. Got it.
No,
Let's move ahead.
He ultimately attempted to make a sequel.
Gotcha. All right.
Okay, so in
You
less
guys-
than
you guys
4
make me
minutes,
hate
which
myself.
Adam took to explain all the history, no, they are interconnected in concept only because it's a different universe. It's a reboot.
Gotcha. All right.
Within that universe, the movies are real.
Right.
Or within that universe, they're just movies.
Right.
Robert
the whole-
Englund is Robert Englund, the actor who played.
That's the whole premise, is that Freddy was written as some sort of demon, and that all the movies prior to New Nightmare were movies, and the demon was real and haunting the real actors.
Gotcha. So give us sort of a meta aspect to it.
Yeah, it was a meta kind of reboot.
It was
Scream
Scream before Scream. It was a proto Scream.
Which Scream? Was it Scream 1 or Scream 5?
No, Scream.
Scream?
Scream.
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 Scream?
Scream.
Scream.
Technically,
Are we saying cream?
you know what the original name for Scream was?
Was it Stab?
Horror, scary movie.
Scary movie.
Oh.
What about
That
movie
would've been
titles where, and I'll steal this because you told me about it a long time ago.
Elliot.
Age of Ultron.
Uh-huh.
It's not an actual age. I mean, it's a.
They're stealing the title from a major comic story event that technically has no relation to what was revealed. Sort of like going back to the Civil War aspect of it, where I kind of disagree that it should have just been a Captain America movie. It did not. You could not have done just a Avengers Civil War movie because you really only saw it from the right of Captain America side. You barely got any of the Iron Man. Oh, this is why I'm right to believe this at all.
Wasn't Carol Danvers a big player in the original Civil War? Or was she Civil War?
No,
Part
she
two?
was Civil War 2. She was the major character there.
Well, referring to you, since you probably read more Marvel than anyone in here, did Age of Ultron, the movie, have, besides the character Ultron, I don't think it had any resemblance to the storyline, did it?
Very little, if any.
Because doesn't Wolverine play a part in Age of
I
Ultron?
seem to remember it does.
Yeah,
Yeah. I haven't. It's been a long time since I read any Age of Ultron.
That-
I'm more familiar with Civil War.
And Hank Pym is the one that created Ultron, right?
Yeah, they used Tony Stark to be a stand-in for Hank Pym because that storyline was pretty similar, if I remember right.
I mean,
the concept was the same.
Couldn't you have come up with an Ultron title that didn't sound like? I mean, where like, because if you just read the title, it sounds like you're gonna have an Infinity War style movie where the bad guy wins at the end, and then in the sequel.
well, yeah, like they could have definitely just did like Rise of Ultron, and that would have been fine. But they wanted to use the gravitas of the big comic book storyline Age of Ultron to draw in Ultron fans, I believe. And like I enjoyed the movie; it's my favorite Marvel movie for the most part.
Boo!
That's your
Fuck
favorite
you.
Marvel movie?
Really?
Yes, because I'm a big Ultron fan.
Boo!
Killer robot destroying human for his own hubris.
Oh my
That's
god! You should
jam.
read this comic book
Terminator
about
versus
RoboCop.
Salvation. Terminator versus RoboCop.
Genesis.
Yes.
Hmm.
Boo, Cody! I say.
Well, you can go.
Hey,
out
someone's
right
bomb's about to explode. Do you hear that?
I do hear it.
What is that?
That's a clock.
I don't know what that is. Oh, ain't me.
Okay, hold on a second. Everybody be quiet.
Is it more?
Is water dripping?
It's Skynet trying to communicate with RoboCop's brain.
I mean, it just started if it's water.
I'm sure it's probably. We got cables on top of cables, so there's probably. It's alright.
Well, it's
What-
so
what about-
repetitive,
My mom
right?
will be fine with it, our one listener.
What about when you do like the Vincent Price House on Haunted Hill came out when?
50s.
So then
50, early
then
50s.
it was what, early 2000s when the Jeffrey Rush, I mean I know he I guess he was a main star of it.
He was the Vincent Price character.
Yeah. So, I mean, do you think that's good when like you're redoing an older movie and you just use the same exact title?
Well, they did that with Psycho, didn't they?
They
yeah,
reused
Psycho was like a
everything.
shot for
shot
shot.
remake.
I think if you're gonna do a remake like that, you have to, like, connect it into the original.
But like title per title, so that way when you search up, one overlaps the other if it's more popular.
Yeah, I think you just stack the year on the end of it.
It just seems.
I mean, you do the same thing with pretty much every Stephen King book out there because he's pretty protective of his titles. So like like you have 2 It's, and then you have an It Chapter 2, Pet Cemetery. You know, the new one coming out has a new subtitle, but I think it actually is a different story.
How did that fly under the radar?
I don't know.
It just like all of a sudden the new Pet Cemetery. I'm like,
Well, it's direct to
fuck?
streaming, isn't it?
When did that?
I think so.
happen?
Yeah, and that's why. Because all these direct to streaming things, they're advertising. So
Yeah, like I just saw another one. Like it caught me by surprise. The last Indiana Jones movie. Like
What?
I remember the first preview I saw for that. Like it came out a month later.
you were the one that was complaining about how they were giving away tickets at Applebee's about it.
No, that was Maverick.
Well, they were doing it to. They were both of them. You were complaining about both of them.
Well,
Did Maverick like the Indiana Jones movie?
say what?
You said your friend Maverick was complaining.
No, I'm not friends with Maverick.
Oh.
I'm saying people using means like that to inflate ticket sales.
Top Gun Maverick. Oh, okay. Just making sure.
There's a maintenance guy at work named Maverick, but he spells it with a Y in there somewhere.
Weird.
But I assume that's
It's a silent Y. YMAV.
Is there a remake of an old movie that uses a different title? I mean, I know there's remakes of foreign films where they.
Well,
But is there a remake of a?
yeah,
old
like
film?
they're out there. I can't think of one off the top of my head. But most of the time when they do that, it's because the title change you don't associate with the last one is either you don't remember it because that's the reason they changed the title in the first place, or the one that they remade was just so much better than the original. In my opinion, it's like maybe one of those generational things, like, oh yeah, oh this is the same exact movie, but it was called this, and then you get an argument about it.
Right.
No, I specifically remembered it was called Stopgap. I'm like, no, it was Holdover.
But I like. So you like minimalist? You're okay with the minimalist as long as it's got like an artsy.
Yeah. I mean, I'm fine with longer titles
It's got a
too.
je ne sais quoi about them.
Yeah, like one of my favorite franchises is the Haunting series on Netflix. The Haunting of Bly Manor, Haunting of Hill House, and technically, if you want to throw in there Midnight Club and
That vampire preacher movie.
yeah,
Midnight Mass.
Midnight Mass, both are all really part of that franchise. Even though the Midnight Mass and Midnight Club are significantly different. And soon to be House of Usher, all done by I think it's Mike Flanagan.
Flanagan.
Yeah, man, those are so good.
I like really. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were.
No, just like those titles are fine. But then you have like these really generic titles like Wizard, which is a classic like animated film, and it's just called Wizards.
Who made it?
You'd ask me that without my phone. It was an old animation studio where they did a bunch of rotoscoping, and then they interspliced in like old like war footage in places too. It was from like the 60s.
Oh, okay.
It's got that like Thundar the Barbarian kind of feel to it.
Oh man, I love Thundar.
Yeah.
Mukla.
Sure.
What the fuck did you just call me?
Mukla. What's that? That's the sound of a sword.
Yeah.
Mukla, let's ride.
Yeah, anyway,
I'm done.
That's got like that
Thank
super
God.
generic name that doesn't really grab hold of you, you know. So I think it's got to have something in the middle of it. Like, it's anything that's too long is you're trying too hard, but anything that's too short, if it's not like artistic and grabbing, is bad.
What about it?
It's fine because of the way that it's artistic. It's so short and minimalist. It's appealing.
Okay, what about this? There's a movie about a snake cult, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not making this up. Tyler can look it up if y'all don't believe me. It's called.
Bad title.
Okay.
Bad title because it's hard to talk about in conversation.
Right.
The
okay.
whole point of a title is to have something to call this film. And if it is not easily something you can say, then it has failed its purpose because you were naming something.
Okay, what about... I don't know what this movie's about, but I've never even heard of this title until I was doing research for this episode. It's a 50s, like, science run amok movie that was popular for a while. It's called Orig.
So
Again,
No?
No,
Okay.
I think it's a bad title.
Well, let's role play that interaction. Hey, Tyler, have you heard of that movie?
Are you having a
No,
stroke, Cody?
I saw the sequel.
Oh, is it anything like?
Uh-uh.
Oh, gotcha.
Wait, is that about that mechanic that was fixing the flat tire called Psst?
Oh.
That was pretty good.
Oh.
Would you rather see a movie called Button or The Box?
Oh, they're the same movie.
Oh, The Box.
They're the
I
same
know,
movie.
but they didn't go with the title Button. They went with The Box.
I'd rather
Well,
see
Button
Box.
Button sounds almost kiddish.
I know, that's why I was getting at.
Yeah, like that's a very immature kind of title sounding movie. Like if I put in a movie called The Button or just Button and got The Box, I would be very, very surprised.
But that's the story.
Would you want to be surprised though?
I am gotten to the point in my old age that I prefer to
Well,
have
old
some
age.
surprise.
I would give anything to be this fucker's age, a spring chicken motherfucker.
Well, how old are you guys?
42.
Oh, how old are you?
37.
How old are you?
69.
Yeah.
Age enough for two is what I'm
Oh,
saying.
so I'm the youngest one here, like always.
I
That
like.
explains a lot.
Have you ever picked a movie just from its title?
All the time.
Just-
Like every week.
Yeah.
I have flashbacks to horny teenage years of picking titles like Lesbian Vampires.
Oh, what was the one with
Nude
Alyssa
nuns
Milano?
with big guns.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah, that movie's actually not bad. What was the Vampires and was that the one Alyssa Milano did when she was trying to break out of her image she had for being on Who's the Boss? She did like a really like softcore, slutty. Was it Embrace Vampire?
What
I
was
don't
the name
know.
of it again?
Or was
I
it
don't know.
Poison
Let me-
Ivy?
Let me.
I don't know. I need to
hold-
listen to this
hold on
movie
a second
then.
here.
It's softcore, dude.
That's fine. I accidentally put one in last week.
Oh.
I didn't realize that's what it was.
Uh-huh.
Until his parents noticed.
Well,
When did it come out?
90s. It was right after Who's the Boss.
I don't know, but she's got a movie called Alyssa Milano's Sex Tape.
No, let me see it.
It's only 3 minutes long.
It's got a green cover. Oh, that's sorry
Yeah,
for that
so
guy.
poor guy.
It's got
So-
a green cover and she's leaning against
Yeah,
the wall.
so anyway, there's a literally picking a movie by title, and I was scrolling through one of the I think it was Tubi, just scrolling through just seeing what I could find because I was bored, and I found this movie and I don't remember what it was called. It stood out enough, and I clicked on it, and the synopsis of it was couple moves into house. Finds haunted VHS tape and then is transported to this world of horror.
Yeah,
So
she's
instead
blonde
of
hair.
being horror, it was softcore horror porn?
It was 100% softcore porn. Like every 4 to 5 minutes, there's a different sex scene, and like the girl gets transported to the other world first, and she catches her boyfriend sleeping with her best friend, and that was a different sex scene, and then there's this lustful vixen-like person in the other world, and then lesbian sex starts, and the movie climaxes at the very end with, like, for all eternity, they are now in this dimension, and she has, like, dog-collared him and is forcing all of the people in the dimension to have sex with her while he watches.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What's this called?
I don't remember the name of it.
Of course not.
I certainly don't, but that's one I picked by like title and synopsis, and of course I don't have my phone. But yeah, I literally picked that movie by title and ended up being
He
accidental
was so
softcore.
offended by it, he watched it 3 times.
I did.
Only
I
the
did.
first 30 seconds.
Yeah.
But he
I did notice that there was only one movie in that franchise that was on that streaming service. I did check out to see what it would take to see the rest of them. It was way too much money for what it was.
I'm a fan of really pulpy titles. I like pulp. Not a fan of all the movies, but like Star Wars: A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi.
So like statement titles.
So
Pulpy title. I really like them.
That's a real interesting conversation to have when we're talking about titles, because those aren't the Star Wars titles. It's Star Wars Episode 4: New Hope, and that's the first one in the franchise. And you start with movie 4. That's a real interesting marketing decision from everyone involved in that Lucasfilm.
That was basically just George Lucas.
Probably.
He was like a Hitler on that thing.
And it's one of those things that I cannot say has ever been actually repeated. That no one has come out and started their franchise in the middle of their story.
Well,
and
Leonard
had any
Part
sort of,
6.
What is it?
Leonard Part 6.
I was getting ready to say it's a Bill Cosby movie.
Oh.
There's a couple of really
I kept falling asleep while I was watching it.
It's not very
I'm
good.
waiting for that joke. No, that's a phone. That's on
Cell
audio
phones
fragment.
off.
Damn. 1-800-SPANK me. Normally they don't call you, Cody.
Well, he hasn't checked in with them in a while,
Oh, okay.
so, you know.
There's a couple of horror movies that start off with blah 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 Massacre Part 3, and there's no Part 1, but they're like our people like us making movies. And stuff.
Okay.
But there's no you're right. There's no Spielberg level directors.
Right, that's the only franchise I can think of with any sort of regular popularity that did that, where they started in the middle.
Well, he got that from Flash Gordon and stuff, right? That's where he got the whole.
I mean,
Episode 4, he didn't want to do an origin story. He wanted to. Well, I mean, I guess technically he kind of did an origin story, but he wanted just to drop you in the middle of a story.
and he certainly did. I mean, that's kind of what grabs you so much, is that there's this very great opening action sequence before you get any sort of real world building.
And I like pulpy titles because, okay, so Daniel, if you're like, hey man, if you just saw Rise of Skywalker, would you say, Adam, you want to see Episode 11, Star Wars Episode 11, Rise of Skywalker, or would you just say Rise of Skywalker?
I would just say Rise of Skywalker.
Tyler, Adam, you know what I just rewatched the other day? Indiana Jones Temple of Doom, or would you just say Temple of Doom?
I would say Temple of Doom.
And it's even worse for Raiders of the Lost Ark. People just say Raiders, and we all 99% of the people know. What'd you watch last night?
No.
I watched Raiders. 99% of people would know.
That's fair. I mean, I call that last one Crystal Skull, and that's I'm sure. I think it's like the search for the Crystal Skull or something
Kingdom
like
of
that.
the Crystal
Kingdom
Skull.
of the Crystal Skull.
Well, that's not necessarily the case nowadays.
Oh, look at the 1% right here.
No.
The 1%
I would
and he's
understand that.
white.
I would
Okay,
understand that.
You're just completely destroying people, just automatically assuming they.
I was at a party with some younger people, 20.
Wait, younger than you or younger than us?
Younger than all of us.
Oh.
In their 20s.
Were you allowed to be there, Cody?
Yes, I was.
Okay.
I mean, he wasn't within that close of a distance with school, so
Okay.
he had some extra leeway there.
As I was saying, 20
So
years
he had
old.
just dropped off the beer for him, and
I stopped doing that after I got caught for the third time. As I was
Third time's
saying,
the charm, I guess.
talking to a 22, 23-year-old, had no clue who Indiana Jones was.
Cody, they can buy their own beer, right? 22, 23. You know that,
no
right?
idea who Indiana Jones was.
Yeah, I made a Raiders joke and they had no clue.
Well, they can
Now,
fuck
was it-
off and die then because.
Jesus.
Sorry,
That was a little dark.
That was a little dark.
I'm getting
Fuck,
mean. I'm getting.
Fuck,
mean
I like
about it.
Indiana Jones, but I wouldn't be like, fuck off and die.
No, my question there is, was it an Indiana Jones joke or a Raiders of the Lost Ark joke?
Indiana Jones joke.
Okay, because
Okay,
it was
whoa.
an Indiana Jones joke. That's unacceptable to have someone who's that. I guess they haven't been that popular for
Hold
that.
on.
But
The
What was
last
the
release.
joke?
I mean, that's fair.
What was the
It
joke,
could've-
Cody?
I think I was making a joke about a hat being taken. Making sure I grabbed my hat on the way out.
But were you sliding out of the door and?
And I explained it like Indiana Jones. And he I've never heard of that. Just straight up,
Yeah.
never heard of Indiana Jones.
Were you trying to laugh through the duct tape, or did you remove the duct tape first?
I removed it first because I wanted a conversation with my victims.
Take these assholes and be like, "Have you seen The Big Bang Theory?" If they're like, "Yeah, I'm big fans," you'd be like, "You're a fucking liar."
Wow,
Why?
you got a lot of anger in you, Adam.
They make a ton of Indiana Jones references on that show.
Oh, do they?
They make
I don't
like
watch it.
2.
That's a ton.
Well, they do the joke that I think is pretty relevant, like how Penny ruins
No, it wasn't Penny.
what is it?
Amy.
Amy Farrah Fowler.
Not Amy Perry. Penny. Yeah. No, yeah, Amy. Yeah, my apologies. I forgot. Amy ruins the entire
fuck
plot
out.
of what Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yes.
Just by saying Indiana does nothing to circumvent anything that happens in the movie.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, it makes.
Oh, hilarious joke from the Raiders of Big Bang Theory.
What?
No, because then the nerds were upset.
Okay.
Well, like the point making, like everything he does doesn't change the final outcome of the movie.
Right, he is used as like for us to see the plot of the movie, not as an actual hero.
Look at this guy ruining the Big Bang Theory. Chuck Lorre, hatest dirt.
I mean,
I don't know.
so Big Bang Theory has a few good moments here and there.
Yeah, anytime Penny's on screen.
I mean, hard to look away.
And Bernadette.
Oh my
Bernadette.
God,
Bernadette.
Really?
She way surpasses Penny.
Even Amy Farrah Fowler. I'll be honest with
As
you.
long as she's not talking, I can't stand the voice that actress gave Bernadette.
Well, that was look. It was a metaphor because she's supposed to represent, in a way, Howard's mother, and that was sort of the joke. They ended up with somebody just like his mom.
Okay.
No.
Still
she
annoying
can-
voice.
She can talk as much as she wants.
Really? You like that high pitched, whiny?
She can do whatever she wants. I'm not listening.
Oh, that's fair.
Oh,
Are there any movies that you really dig that you're like, if like a good rating system? I mean, not that any of us watch live TV anymore, but back in the day,
They make live TV?
yeah,
Oh.
you could judge a really good movie. For me, anyway, there's two different ways. You can judge a good movie by you go to a theater and you watch it, and like the next weekend you're like, man, fucking movie was like you're still thinking about it. Or you're watching live TV and it's a movie you've seen a million times, and you either watch it to the next commercial break or you just sit there and you finish it off even though you have seen it 1,000 times. Are there any movies like that have really bland titles that you just dig, but it's just you like the movie so much that you're just like, to me, I like Seven a lot. Seven is probably, it goes back and forth between my favorite and my second favorite, but let's be honest, Seven is, it's just a number.
the producers.
Okay, you like that a lot? The producer, yeah, that is kind of a generic.
The generic name for not really amplifying what the movie's bringing. Like, it kind of, to the point, it is about producers, but you would not, if you just said, oh yeah, I saw the producers, it was a good movie, that you would be at the point, like, it doesn't have enough weight behind the name alone. You have to explain more about it.
Well, I don't know. It's got the, not to these fucking young kids that you hang out with apparently, but it's got the prestige of being the play, the famous play.
How many, like, I'm going to be straight up honest with you, Adam. Have
I want
you
you to-
ever seen an actual play?
Yes.
Okay. I have never in my life seen an actual play.
What do you consider
not
an
even
actual
school?
play?
I don't consider that plays. That is
Okay.
that is practice at best. It is not a
Oh, okay. Well, us
Look at-
theater kids will go fuck ourselves. I guess.
yeah.
Sorry,
you go fuck
Mr.
yourselves.
Ebert. Jesus.
All right, Jesus. We put a lot of fucking hard work into children's theater for your unappreciative asses.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't see it then or in the actual theaters.
Fake
Anyway,
trombones.
are-
Fake
And for reference, yes, I have seen multiple plays
Okay.
outside of an actual real production.
I will say, plays are becoming a rarer occurrence that people actually go and see. In my opinion.
I mean, that's true, but
so are movies technically.
Again, like, everything's getting phased out as time goes by.
Soon, no one's going to be listening to radio anymore either.
Yeah, I know.
Damn talkies.
I think there's enough analog radio. It's going to be a while before that gets phased out.
It's analog? That was analog.
No,
That's
when
completely different.
That's when you're fucking a person really hard and they poop.
What the? Okay.
I didn't know that had a term.
Yep, analog. How was your date last night? Yeah, we went analog. Really? Who cleaned up the mess? I made her do it.
I mean, if you're doing that, you've
I mean,
got
I'm
to
the
have
one that-
sheets at the ready.
I mean, I'm the one that created analog, but I made her clean it up.
Oh yeah.
Can we get this part out of the...
It was her.
Did you not like talking about pegging, Cody?
Not
Is
really.
it bringing up too much bad memories?
No, not that.
Good memories?
No, I just...
Anyway,
like
I'm sorry.
Fecal matter.
That's my fault. That's my fault. Are there okay? So Seven's a bland title. Like David Fincher, who did Seven's, my favorite director. He's got a new movie coming out called The Killer. That's, I mean, I want to.
The band?
So what? See, there you go. But no, that's The Killers with an S. This one's just The Killer.
Oh, I thought it was just the one guy going solo.
Hilarious. But there's the famous John Woo movie with Chow Yun-fat called The Killers. Oh no, that one's called The Killers too. Huh. But anyway, The Killers of kind of a bland title.
Yeah. So the only one I can really think of would be the Jordan Peele movies.
Nope.
Nope. Get Out. Us.
Fine.
But did was that kind of the point though? Maybe. I mean, I don't know.
I think obviously they're supposed to go with these more minimalist titles.
And there's Smile too. Smile one.
Smile.
That's not Jordan Peele.
That's
Oh, it's not?
Peele, but,
No, that's a different movie.
Oh.
but I think Nope was that phrase, where you see something and you're like, nope.
Yeah, that one I think had the most personality of all of them.
Yeah.
But all three of them, well, I guess I haven't seen Nope yet. The other two were pretty decent.
Yeah.
Get Out was pretty obvious. Like, all you had to do was really pay attention to the movie and you knew what the plot line was going to be. Us had a really interesting premise and a really, really good twist at the end, in my opinion.
Hands Across America. No.
Okay.
What about you?
13 Ghosts.
The Scooby-Doo
No, the movie.
movie? Yeah, that's kind of
I mean, I don't know what else you would call it, but I mean,
okay.
I can't think of another title for it, but it's not like a super
It's
catchy,
like, so it's about
like
ghosts?
jump out and grab you title.
Right. Isn't it like there's a glass box house?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like you could call it like Ghost in a Box or something and be a more interesting title
I
than
got a
13
ghost
Ghosts.
in the box.
That's exactly where I was going
Oh,
for. I was
shit,
hoping you used someone.
Sorry.
No, I was waiting for someone to spike it. That was the setup.
Okay. Going back to sequel titles, I'm not a hater of these movies like a lot of people are. They're not the best movies, but I think they do title wise. Die Hard with a Vengeance. What's the third one?
Die Harder.
Die Harder was 2. Die Hard with a Vengeance
Oh,
was
3.
And this is the exact problem with not having the number.
But A Good Day to Die Hard. And then the very last one was To Live or Die Hard. To
Live Free or Die,
Die Hard. Yeah, I think those are really good.
Those are fine titles.
But it,
You gotta stick a number on them.
Whose stomach
somewhere.
is making noise? Do you want to hear that? Okay.
Yeah, caught that on microphone. Holy shit.
Maybe not everyone having headphones was a good idea.
Maybe we shouldn't have drawn attention to it.
maybe like, it looks like there's some garbled transmission sound there.
Cody, you'll get me some Triscuits.
Garbled
like last time.
transmissions. If
Yeah,
that's
so that way we
if
can
that's
just have
not the
nothing but
title of a
crunching
fucking
sounds.
stoner rock song. Garbled transmissions.
And well, what about all the James Bond movies? I mean,
Yeah,
there's
okay, yeah,
there's no
yeah.
numbering sequence. I mean,
So, do those have a continuous plot, or are
Well,
they self-contained stories?
Well, Daniel Craig's, they're all continuing.
Okay, so if they have a continuous plot, I feel like they should have a number. You don't have to. You could keep your interesting titles, but stick a number somewhere on that box for me, so I know when I go to watch these movies what order to watch them in.
the original James Bond, they
Shouldn't-
didn't have but it was still
There were bits and pieces.
they were the same. It was the same character. They didn't hint if it
Well,
was the same.
Not necessarily
person.
because when the Australian did it for one movie, he was fighting in the beach and he goes, "Well, the other guy never had this problem."
Exactly.
So that led to James Bond being a code name.
And then
That
he had
and if
his
he's
wife,
the world's greatest spy, why is he giving out his name?
because he's the world's greatest spy. It doesn't matter.
No, I definitely like the idea that James Bond's a code name that's assigned to different spies.
Well,
but
Daniel Craig destroyed that idea.
did he?
Daniel Craig's movies, not him.
Yeah, fucking blame him.
Yeah, sorry.
Hmm.
He only wrote the second movie because of the writer's strike.
Yeah. But again, those kind of franchises, like if you have like a self-contained storyline, then yeah, you could have James Bond and Dr. No and Dr. and Goldmember or whatever,
Or
Goldfinger.
Octopussy.
Yeah, Octopussy. You could have those, but
A lot of vagina.
if you're going to have the continuing storyline where you should see the one before it to see the next one, then I think you have to have the number in there somewhere.
What about the release date? Isn't that good enough?
I mean, I don't want to have to do that kind of research.
Look
So
at
what
this
about
guy.
you've got the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, which have the subtitle, but they don't have the numbering.
I think you got to have the number, and for the sole purpose of that, when they get sent out to like places where you're going to find them, they aren't organized in that such a way. They are not organized 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 without the numbers attached to them. So like when you see like on streaming, you have all the Pirates movies. They are done alphabetically, not by number. So if you had Pirates 1, the subtitle, Pirates 2, the subtitle, then they order themselves appropriately.
Hey, how's
does
your
the
new
porn-
job at Big Number going?
Does the porn parody
Just
Pirates?
fine.
Does it? They don't use the number for the second movie, do they?
No, it's Stagnelli's Revenge.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Huh.
But if you got Revenge in the title, you just automatically assume it's the sequel.
Well, you know it's not the first one because the first one is just Pirates.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, yeah, Freddy's Revenge is
Oh
number
yeah.
2.
So I guess for at least 2 movies,
Now,
that's
look,
the way
we
you
start
can
talking
do it
about
without
porn
having to do a
parodies, and
number.
Cody chimes in.
Right. So if if you're just doing 2 movies and you're done with the franchise, you could do, Pirates and then Pirates 2, the Revenge of Sangranella or whatever the fuck their name was. Stagnella.
I mean, I don't know.
But I mean, like if you have any hope of continuing that franchise, which God, I hope they do, then you should have more than.
Actually, I think a lot of the actresses have retired. Like Belladonna's retired. Jessie Jane has retired. The chick that was on the Blink-182 cover, she's fucking gone insane. Like, she was in the mental ward for a while.
Well, you get hammered that hard, you're bound to go insane. Look at Cody.
Fair.
You know the difference between 3 cocks and a joke? Tyler can't take a joke. Anyways,
All right.
does
Why
John
stop at 3?
does John Wick does his movies have numbers?
Yes, they're Chapter 2, Chapter 3, Chapter 4.
But they also got like Parabellum is number 3, right?
I think that's number 4.
4 is just John Wick Chapter 4, I think. I don't
Like-
think that one's got a subtitle.
One of them does have a subtitle.
Well, yeah,
though.
it's Parabellum,
I know. I'm trying to figure out which number that is.
number 3.
Are you sure? Are you
That's
sure?
so much. So
How much do you want to bet?
1056.
So I do think
1056.
that the
John
naming
Wick.
should be like consistent. So if you're gonna do like John Wick, for example, and it's John Wick, John Wick 2, John Wick 3, and then it's John Wick Chapter 4, you need to have it needs to be John Wick Chapter 2, Chapter 3. The first one can just be John Wick, but 2 and 3 should have Chapter 2, Chapter 3, and not just be 2 or 3.
Going with chapters.
Yeah.
Go. Sorry, I keep
Just
interrupting.
that, like that's what bothers me so much about the Saw and Fast and the Furious franchise naming systems, because some of them have numbers, some of them don't. Some of them are pick up and reuse this title.
Well, I think Saw hasn't done that.
Sure, Saw has.
When?
Where does Saw 3D fall into the storyline? It's not number 3, by the way.
I know, but it's Saw
Oh,
7.
look at
It's
that.
Saw 7, Saw 3D.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think it's just Saw 3D,
No, it's Saw 7.
and then you have Jigsaw,
Jigsaw, right?
And you have
right?
Sync.
But it doesn't have the Saw number in it,
Right, it's Jigsaw.
right?
But it doesn't reuse the title.
No, but it takes the place of one of the franchises because the next one after that is
Spiral.
Okay.
It's Saw,
Uh-huh.
Saw 2, Saw 3, Saw 4, Saw 5, Saw 6, Saw 3D, Jigsaw,
I pulled that one out of my ass.
Spiral, and then Saw X.
Thank
Oh,
you.
it's,
See, you lose it right there in the middle, and I think like if you're gonna
Lose it
continue,
right there in the middle, you lose at the end.
The last
it was
5
7,
minutes.
8, 9, right?
6, 7.
Yeah, because 7, 8, 9, and we shouldn't have had a 10.
7, 8, 9.
That's why 6 was scared. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So like, regardless, you lose the numbering and naming convention in there. And
No,
like the Fast and Furious, like we already talked about those titles, and you lose the numbering convention in there.
You lose it like right off the bat.
Well, yeah, because
No, it's Too Fast, Too Furious. the
Well,
second
then
one.
3 is just Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, so they
Right.
drop the number out of 3. And then 4 is a reuse of the first title because that's The Fast and Furious versus
Okay,
Fast and Furious.
story time.
They
No,
should have
we're
done
not gonna go to
Fast
Fast
10
and
your
Furious.
seatbelt.
Story time.
Deep
So
dive, we have other stuff we need to do in
so
this episode.
too
That's
fast.
true. We are
Hey, real quick.
like an hour in and we haven't even gotten to what the point of the episode was.
All right. So the point. Wait, I still got some trivia real quick. All
We're
right.
not even gotten through the trivia.
All right. So
We haven't done the intro yet.
when I wrote this, none of y'all have written in your like on my paper it says synopsis game. If anyone fucking sends one in, is what I wrote on the script. Anyway, okay, real quick, then we'll get to the point of the episode. Because this was an Adam episode, so it's
Explains a lot.
convoluted. According to Collider.com, 10 great movie titles. 10 great movies with terrible titles. Just real quick, if we agree, disagree.
Sure.
Number 10, I know Tyler's going to throw down on this because I know he likes this one, or at least I hope so. The Princess Bride.
Never seen it.
Good movie.
It's a great movie.
No. They're saying great movie, terrible title.
Oh, it's a fantastic title.
What's wrong with the title?
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
nothing wrong with
it's
that
about
title.
a Princess Bride.
Well, I think they're saying like it doesn't give you it doesn't tell you what like people go into it expecting like Anna Karenina or something.
No, I think it's
First of
perfectly
all, I'm
valid
just going by
title.
what Collider says, okay?
Yeah, I disagree because it tells you everything you need to know. That's both fantasy and a love story.
Okay. Number 9, I like this one because it's pulpy. Lucky Number 11.
Slevin?
Yeah,
like
Slevin.
sled like that?
Slevin.
Sled like
Slevin, yeah.
Slevin.
You've never seen Lucky Number Slevin?
no.
The character's name was Slevin, was like Frank Slevin or something like that.
It is kind of a weird fucking title.
But that's why
It's a great movie though. Yeah.
All right, number 8. I think Daniel might know this movie. I couldn't make my way through it. Existence. It's the David Cronenberg movie about the video game, but they go into anyway.
No, I don't think I've seen that.
It's a shitty movie anyway.
Well, you can't even pronounce the title.
Yeah, that was one of the reasons why it was a bad title.
I do agree. If you can't reasonably pronounce it right, it might be hard to say.
Yeah, it's a bad name, bad title.
Number 8.
Where am I? 8? Oh, Existention. Existent 7.
Yeah, I see it.
Existent.
Well, that's a Z.
There's a Z?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that a Z? Existential. It's a joke. It's a play on existentialism.
Probably.
It is. That's a play off that word. It's just a really shitty way to do it.
That?
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh. I thought it said extends, and I'm like,
All right.
Male enhancement formula?
Number 7, The Constant Gardener.
I mean, that sounds like a guy who's just walking around a garden for 8 hours.
Exactly,
No
and
thanks.
that's not has nothing to do with the movie. That's
Yeah,
why.
like I think if I remember that right, it's like
A political thriller.
yeah.
Number 6, Collateral. I like the movie. I never really thought about the title, but it's one where Tom Cruise has the gray wig.
oh, yeah. That was a
I
good
don't
movie.
think I've seen that.
I actually own the camera that movie was shot with.
Really?
Canon GL2. Okay, number
That
5.
specific one?
No, just the model. Sorry.
Oh.
Number 5, Layer Cake.
I've ridden in a taxi, and there was a taxi in
Is
that
it about a
movie.
bakery?
No, it's like a Guy Ritchie type gangster movie. Daniel
seen it.
Daniel Craig plays.
So I'm immediately put off that it's not about a pastry shop.
Okay. Number 4, which
Disagree.
I didn't know this movie was referred to as this. I knew it was shot in 3D, but I've never heard anyone called it. But Dread 3D. I thought it was just
Was
called
that the
Dread.
Carl Urban Dread?
Yeah.
I've never seen the 3D attached to the end.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah,
it was
I
just
haven't
Dread.
either.
Well, that was,
And also, bad name.
Maybe it had a
Dread?
Yes, I think it's bad
Dread
name.
3D.
Because there's a distinct confusion while you're talking about it. If you say, "Oh, I went and saw Dread last night," if you don't know you're talking about the Dark Horse comic book character, you're gonna spell it DREAD.
No, wait a minute. It's not. It's something 5,000 or 2,500.
What if that Dark Horse bought them out?
Oh, maybe. Okay, bought them out. Okay. Well, what if you say it's dreadful and you'd be like, you didn't like it? No, Dread was in it a lot, so it's dreadful.
Right, so that's why it's bad. It's better. It would be better off as Judge Dredd.
Okay. But isn't that what
What if
the
it- what if
Sylvester
it's a-
Stallone one was called?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
And we don't have a problem reusing titles for a new
What if it's
franchise.
a prequel, so it'd be like Associate Lawyer Dread.
All right. This one I think is y'all are going to get mad at me for.
Dredd
Remember,
passing the bar.
Yeah.
No one get mad at me.
Dread LSATs, the beginning.
No one get mad at me. I did not make this list. But number 3, great movie, terrible title, The Shawshank Redemption.
Well, yeah,
That's fine. Its original title's bad.
What's the original title?
Rita Hayworth in the Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, okay.
So
Rita Hayworth, who's she?
she is one of
the
the
actress?
the model or actress that he puts on the wall to
poster.
hide the tunnel.
Gotcha.
See, I would prefer Rita Hayworth in the
Tyler's
Shawshank
escaping
Redemption.
through a hole in the wall. Anyway,
Good. Whose line recall?
number 2, John Carter.
If
That's not. First of all, it's not a great movie, so I don't even
Didn't
know.
they change it?
John Carter from Mars.
Yeah, wasn't that what they called it? Was John Carter from Mars or of Mars?
I don't know, but no, because the book is called something Queen of Mars, right? Something in the.
It
Queen of
depends
Mars.
on where you're at in the franchise.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
okay.
that was from an episodic naming scheme. It was John Carter and this.
I think so. And I think John Carter's fine. The name of the protagonist is a perfectly reasonable thing to do.
Name one movie.
John Wick.
Number one, Baby Driver.
I haven't seen it. I mean, it looks like a good movie.
Isn't it-
Title wise. We're talking about title.
Well, I'm saying like
Well,
I saying I haven't seen it, so I can't base it.
From the context of knowing what's in the movie, it's a good title. If you don't know what the movie's about,
Isn't
I
the
guess it
guy's
is a-
name Baby and he's a getaway driver? So
yeah,
it's-
see, that's my understanding of it too. And like, it doesn't appeal to me. Like, I think I've never seen that movie because of the title, because it just doesn't grab hold of my interest. And then like the trailers made it look like a fine getaway movie, and people have raved about it. But yeah, like the concept of Baby Driver is a terrible title. I agree with that one entirely.
Okay. All right. Now we're getting to the point.
Babysitter movie. Could be like a Babysitter's Club spinoff.
Yeah, or like I expected it almost to be like a kids animated movie about like a Mario Kart-esque playground game, which frankly I would be more appealing to see than what they actually came
Look
out
at this guy working for big baby industries. Okay.
yeah. I gotta
Okay.
get my diapers somehow.
the reason for the episode. I sent these guys out. It took them fucking forever.
There was no deadline except for today.
Yeah, the deadline was today, and mine was in before today.
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
mine was in before today as well.
I'll give you that one.
So was mine.
I'll
And
give you
I
that
even
one.
asked you. I said, do you have enough material? And what was the response? Nothing.
Okay, so the idea was I wanted to see. We talk a lot every episode. We talk about writing basically.
Well, yeah, it's a podcast. Of course we talk.
So
writing.
the idea is I found like generic or really weird titles that I found interesting, and I
In
sent
the
it out.
intro, do we say anything about writing?
Yeah, we say
All the
the
time we talk
Yeah.
about like writing
We say
movies.
the ideas, conventions, and genres.
of modern film.
Does it say anything about writing?
No, but I wrote it down.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so the idea was I sent out these titles. They anonymously. No, that's not right. They sent it to me. They sent their synopsis back. No one knows who wrote who. I'm gonna read them out, and I want to see if like we've been hanging out. How long have we been doing this? Besides the gap, we've been doing it like what 5 years?
Something like
well,
that.
with the
Or-
gap, I guess we've been
Not like
doing it.
5 years. I think it was like 3.
3 years is when the store closed. No, 3 years is when I started my mental health journey. Because I'm on 2.5 years at my mental health facility. I was at the prison for 2 years. So
We're working there, not.
You're talking
Has
about
it been
jobs,
that
right?
long?
It's like 7 or 8 since we've met
God,
each other.
I've known you guys for a long time
But
now.
we've noticed, at least I have, we noticed we all have, when we try to come up with stuff, we have our own personality seeps through. So I want to see if we can guess who wrote what and what's the actual plot synopsis of the movie, okay?
Okay.
So, first movie is a movie called Thunderpants.
2017 was when the prequel podcast was released.
Yeah, so 6 years.
Okay, the first movie is a movie I found called Thunderpants. Now, I'm going to read a synopsis. Bring it up, motherfucker. All right, here we go. Tell me if you can guess. The person who writes it cannot guess.
Well, that kind of gives it away.
It does kind of give it away.
Yeah, okay. Thunderpants. Right here, give out a piece of paper. I didn't think this through.
No,
You sure
no,
didn't.
You did not.
Yeah. So we'll write down who we think everyone
And
has.
I did not look up what any of these movies were. By
Okay,
the way,
so
I'm
right
fairly
down.
certain I know what Thunderpants is.
Okay, Thunderpants. Here is A. Who wrote A? Please write it down. When shy plain Jane Mary Brown accidentally switches luggage with international superstar known only on stage as the Spectacle. By the way, none of these have periods, so these are going to be long run-on sentences. She is in for the time of her life when she learns that all it takes to take you out of the comfort zone is a new look on life and fashion. Okay, that's the first.
Wait, did you write one?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Thunderpants, number B. Letter B.
Number B.
Who wrote letter B? Thunderpants is the heartwarming coming-of-age tale of young Miles Prower. Miles is your typical middle schooler until he finds a magic stone in an old chemical waste disposal plant after dark. I am butchering your all shit, so I'm sorry. After dark one night after school. When a thunderstorm rolls through Miles' sleepy town and it gets struck by lightning, Miles' lucky genes gain the magical power to control thunder and lightning. Miles uses his newfound power to stand up to bullies who chased him into the chemical waste plant and become the hero of his school. I can't ask the person who wrote this. So the raucous comedy,
Raucous?
thank you, is fun for
No,
the
I
whole
didn't
family.
write, I'm just saying, I
Is
know what
fun
the
for the
word
whole
is.
family as Miles explores the school, family, and newfound superpowers until he ultimately discovers that he was the real hero for the entire time. Letter C.
You can add punctuation.
Thunderpants.
What do you mean none of these have period? What did you do to the punctuation in these?
I don't know. Patrick Smash was born with 2 stomachs and hence the uncontrollable talent to produce ungodly farts. This soon drives his own dad away and makes his social life hell. His only friend is classmate Alan A. Allen, a prodigy genius who has no sense of smell. Even Alan's invention, Thunderpants, which renders Patrick's farts harmless, can make his space travel dream realistic. However, after the invention of an adaptation which turns it into flying fuel, Alan is recruited by the U.S. Space Center. Patrick becomes world-class tenor Sir John Osgood's secret high-sea farter. Their reunion is even more incredible. And finally, if I can find it on me phone here,
Me phone.
Thunderpants. The year is
Wait.
2000. Letter C. D.
So
letter D.
one
Why
is
is there D?
One is the real one.
One is the
Oh
real
shit! I didn't know one of them was going to be the real one.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't either until you started
one.
talking.
One's going to be the real one.
He told us
Shit.
this when he gave us the assignment.
Thank you, Cody. You get a point.
That
The,
was like 3 weeks ago.
the year is 2002. With a terrorist network causing chaos around the world, the CIA is hacked, and now no agent is safe. So the U.S. calls on Bill.
What are you laughing at?
I didn't read these.
You didn't read them?
So the U.S. calls on Bill Thunder, porn star, to infiltrate ISIS and bring it in to its reign of terror. Okay. All right. So that's for. I should have read these. The fish that saved Pittsburgh.
Hold on.
Are we not going to go through them?
No, we're gonna go at the end.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, fuck it. Okay. Hey.
This is
like,
well
I think
thought
you got to
out.
do it this way, like do them one by one, because if not,
Yeah.
we're
Then
gonna
I,
get
then I
confused.
better do them in the same order. Otherwise, I'm gonna forget. I need to read these first. All right. The fish that saved Pittsburgh.
I thought we were doing
Yeah,
them.
let's reveal who had.
Okay.
and
Okay.
then-
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. A. Who wrote about plain Jane Mary Brown?
I think that was Cody.
I'm going to say it's Cody.
It's
Yeah, that
Cody.
was
It's
me.
Cody. It was
Okay.
Cody. Okay. Who wrote the heartwarming Miles Prower?
Daniel.
Daniel.
So
That one's mine.
How are you guys figuring this out? Is it
Cody-
When he said the thunder and lightning, you said the thunder and lightning bit. That is a lyric from a song from Ninja Sex Party, Thunder and Lightning. So I could tell the clear alliteration to that.
Okay.
That and Miles Prower is Tails' name from Sonic.
That is
I just
true, yeah.
assumed it
Oh.
was Daniel, and I figured Cody would be the would write the rom-com.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I thought we were put clues out there, so
Well-
that's why I put clues in into that one.
Well, I thought like everybody's gonna go into like it's gonna be like some superpower, some Thunderpants, something to do with farts or whatnot. I think the next one is Tyler's, isn't it?
No,
The
the third one's the real one.
Yeah, the one where he
What?
farts. That's
Because-
actually the dude from Harry Potter.
Yeah, that's. I didn't look it up.
Uh-huh.
I remember looking it up a long time ago because I knew that Rupert Grint was in that movie.
Yep. And then Tyler had the porn star.
I knew Tyler had the porn star one.
Well, yeah, those last two, I could have swore the last one was the real one.
The porn
No.
star one?
Yes.
I was thinking of it in the vein of Austin
Well, it was
Powers.
2000. It was right around a time that was difficult in the country, so I imagine people trying to bring levity back to dealing
Why?
with
What
terrorists. Everything was
happened?
against terrorists.
What happened in 2000?
9/11?
No,
That was easily a year before that.
Yeah, but it was in that
happened in
area in
Well,
time
so-
trying to...
So they made this movie in anticipation of the terrorist attack?
No, it was after the fact.
It came out in
No.
2002.
Oh, 2002. I thought it was
Oh.
So
2000.
they started filming on September 12th to try and ease
okay.
the tension.
Okay,
That
I'm
makes
gonna.
sense.
Okay, I'm switching up the order now. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So this is the fish that saved Pittsburgh?
Fish that saved Pittsburgh.
Alright.
Who do I want to start with? All right, got it. The fish that saved Pittsburgh. Sorry, something got caught in my throat. The fish that saved
Sorry, I'll zip back up.
the fish that saved Pittsburgh is the story of Noah's shark, the world's first bomb-detecting pikefish. When one day after his training at the NASA Mechanicsburg Navy Base, Noah learns Mechanicsburg Navy Base. Noah, man, I can't fucking read. Noah learns of an attack on the United States patriotism. Nazi communist terrorists attacked Pittsburgh with the intention of destroying the nation's budding steel industry with a nuclear bomb. Noah sets out on a perilous journey from Mechanicsburg to Pittsburgh via the mainline Sea Anal system.
Canal.
Will Noah arrive in time to defuse the bomb in the Monongahela River? Okay, that's the fish that saved Pittsburgh. Someone apparently looked up shit in Pittsburgh. All right, number 2, or letter B. The city of Pittsburgh is rocked by
Pittsburgh?
The city of Pittsburgh is rocked by government scandal. City employees are removed from office, leaving 12-year-old Paul Fish explicably in charge of the Steel City. Will the teen be able to bring the city back to life, or will the city of Bridges fall apart? Okay. Next one. If I can find the motherfucker. I should... How do you leave all the windows open on your phone? All right.
You don't close them.
Gotcha. Down on his luck, restaurant owner Frank Dalton finds
I
him.
think it's too hot to have windows open right now.
Down on his luck, restaurant owner Frank Dalton finds himself in unusual circumstances when he finds that he is catering the biggest mob meeting in the last decade. With no way out and a voice in the back of his head, he comes up with a plan. All the mobsters know is fish is on the menu. I read that like there was more. I'm sorry. All right, and the last one. If I can. This is why I should just fucking roll them out.
No, the thing here would have been then to copy and paste them into a single document
You know
that
what?
you could just scroll through and
Yeah.
read.
I did that with the real synopsis. Why I didn't do that with the other one, I don't know. All right, the last one. Letter D. The Pittsburgh Pythons are the worst team in the NBA. Most of the players think the reason why they are in the cellar is because they feel Moses Guthrie is monopolizing the spotlight. So when they walk out, the towel boy, Tyrone Millman, decides to consult with an astrologist, Mona Me. He goes to the owner and suggests they get players who are born under the same zodiac sign as Guthrie, Pisces. So they hold tryouts and they choose some weirdos. But when they play together, they are phenomenal. When they start winning, the owner decides to rename the team the Pisces.
Okay.
Okay. Everyone got their choices ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, who wrote... let me bring it up. Who wrote the Noah's Shark, the world's first bomb-detecting pikefish?
Danny.
Oh, I was gonna say Cody.
Okay, how do you figure?
It was a wait. I kind of got a little insight in this because there was way too much specific stuff about Pittsburgh in it and he had said stuff. He did a lot of research.
Daniel.
What? All I said was I did research on my...
See, I went with Cody because he said mainline, so I thought Cody was trying to throw a One Piece reference in there.
No, so...
Grand line.
Well, I know that, but I figured you were trying to throw in...
So that is 100% like accurate to real world. Like Mechanicsburg has an NSA naval base, and you can swim from Mechanicsburg to Philadelphia.
Are you sure it's not sea anal?
Yes, I'm pretty sure. For the canal system, yeah.
I've only seen it written down.
And originally, right, like seconds before I sent that, I thought it was the fish that saved Philadelphia. So I had like Philadelphia and like there was attack on the nation's brotherly love, and like Mechanicsburg and Philadelphia are like real close to each other, and there's a giant river, and I'm like, oh, this is perfect. And then
I even wrote Daniel on mine. What an idiot.
Did you really?
I wrote Daniel as the first one.
All right.
I get a pity point.
Who wrote Lucky Restaurant owner Frank Dalton
I think that's
and the mob?
I think that's the real one.
Okay, you think it's the real one?
I think it's Cody.
Cody, who do you think it is?
I wrote it.
Yes.
Oh, really? Okay.
The real one has to be the sports one because none of us here would write about sports.
I didn't even think about that.
You see, I actually put Cody as that one because of...
No, I absolutely hate sports. So
You gave me
I,
such a
I
dirty
know that you
look.
hate sports, but...
I actually
No, I
thought
just-
was
I really
the real
thought that.
one was the one the kid was mayor of the town. That seems like a logical, but no, that was yours.
The C
Okay.
is yours, right?
Give us
Yeah.
some insight,
Okay.
Cody. How did you come up? Is Pittsburgh like gangster town for you?
No, I just had an idea of like how could I use fish in a creative way, and that meant I think a restaurant owner got a hand of some fugu blowfish.
Okay.
Have cast Anthony Hopkins as a wish-granting catfish.
Maybe.
I'm actually.
Maybe that's like the voice in the back of his head. He is going to serve catfish, but the catfish does like a Billy Bass thing, lifts his head up and goes like, "You know what you have to do? You have to poison them."
What accent?
I'm happy. I'm happy you guys.
I don't even know.
I'm happy some of you guys are getting these wrong because I was really nervous that we
No, I really enjoyed this one.
that we would.
This has
That,
been a really fun, like...
I was
game.
nervous that you'd
Yeah, but
all
don't
just
tell
know
him
who
that.
was who.
Hmm?
Don't tell him that.
I want to do more of these. This is great.
All right, house with laughing windows. Okay, Stefano, a young restorer, is commissioned to save a fresco representing the suffering of Saint Sebastiano. The fresco painter was Legnani. You guys need to pick better word names. The fresco painter
better
was
movies.
Legnani, and the fresco that's probably not. And the fresco is his last work. Legnani apparently was mentally disturbed. He was used to paint people close to dying or in agony. These facts, together with the strange atmosphere that surrounded this village near Ferrara in the north of Italy, contribute to put Stefano in a nightmare reality. Soon reality will change into horror. Okay? That's A. Here we go with B. This newlywed Samson couple move into a mysterious home with iconic bay windows in a sleepy New England town that things aren't as picturesque as they seem. When the couple hears laughing at all hours, they are wondering what exists within the four walls. Something worth the laughs or worth the screams. That's number B.
Number B.
Number C.
This one's hard.
Number
Yes, it is.
Number C.
Jesus.
Old Mr. Smith runs a boarding house full of all sorts of people from different walks of life. When Billy and his mom move in for the time being, when Billy and his mom move in for the time being, he is whisked away into drama and the hijinks, the likes you would not believe. But by the end of the day, you would have to see it to believe it. There you go. Oh, that was for me.
You fucking idiot. Oh my god.
I am a fucking idiot. Well, clearly that's not the real one. So, sorry. Okay. Jesus Christ.
Daniel's gonna die.
Okay.
Oh fuck.
All right, the last one.
Let Daniel get a vote to compose himself so he can play.
Oh god.
Okay, clearly that wasn't the real one.
No shit.
But that was. I'm not. Okay. Frankie Doodle was the nation's most famous clown in the 1920s. He almost gained instant success overnight. The world mourned the loss of the clown after his sudden and mysterious death, a mystery that laid hidden until the Rogers family buys the clown's old abandoned manor. When strange happenings start to haunt the family, they are sent on a journey to discover the truth of Frankie Doodle. Between ghastly balloon animals and spiritual rubber chickens, the Rogers family must uncover the dark history of Frankie's cult dealings to save their house in this bone-chilling horror movie. You know what I dig about this? I don't want to say
There you
it.
go.
There you go.
Okay, so
There you go.
number one, letter A. Number A.
Real.
I think that's the real one.
That is the real one. Yes.
Daniel may do a lot of research. I don't think Daniel's doing that
Yeah,
much
that's the
research.
real one.
That's a real. But you know
That's,
what?
no,
you
I
know
wrote
what's,
Daniel as that one.
You know what's
Did you?
funny?
Yeah.
Is the original's a horror, and you all went with horror.
It sounds like a horror movie.
The third one wasn't a horror.
Okay.
Yeah, the third one wasn't horror.
That makes the third one Cody's.
Okay. Second one.
Oh, the second one's yours?
The
I
newlywed
was guessing.
Samson couple move into a
This
mysterious
one's
home.
yours?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, I got it mixed up.
And then the
What did you
third.
have for this one?
The second one I have real.
Nope, first one.
I
was-
figured the third one was Cody's because it was the only one that wasn't horror.
There you go.
There you go.
And then the last one is
Daniel's.
what made you think it was Daniel's? I can't clearly I
Well-
can't ask Daniel that.
Well, one, like I said, the third one wasn't horror. Cody doesn't like horror movies, and it just sounds like something Daniel would write.
Okay. So did our personalities come out in the writing or things?
Mine obviously did, because like the three of you all nailed mine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think all three of you got all three of mine right.
No, I didn't get the last one right.
Oh, that's right. You didn't get the last one right. Yeah.
But for the most part, yeah. And then I guess my lack of not wanting to be scared came out a lot because I tried a
Scared.
horror movie for the obviously horror tiled.
I don't even remember what the third one was.
It was like a boarding house.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it was going to be like a coming of age story of like Secondhand Lion style.
Hmm.
All right, that was a fun experiment. I was just saying. All right,
That was a real good time. I like that.
I
Clo-
hated it.
closing up the episode. Okay, real quick before Daniel does the the most popular section of the episode, which is the
The
closing.
closing.
When people
All right, ending trivia. What famous horror film went into production under the working title Wimpy? What famous horror film went into the production under the working title Wimpy? A. Alien. B. The Exorcist. C. Psycho. Or D. Carrie.
I want to say is Carrie.
Okay, Carrie.
Psycho.
Psycho.
Carrie.
It is Psycho.
Oh,
Give,
it's so close to
give
saying
Cody
Psycho.
a point.
Oh,
Which Psycho?
The original Alfred
Oh.
Hitchcock.
I didn't even know
The
they
reason why it went under Wimpy was because it was a famous book. Psycho was a famous book at that time, and he didn't want the surprise ending.
I didn't even know they did.
Okay.
Like that. Different
This
titles.
horror film's original title was Head Cheese. This horror film's original title was Head Cheese. A. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. B. Silence of the Lambs. Or C. Hannibal Holocaust. Or Cannibal Holocaust.
B.
B. Silence of the Lambs.
B.
B. Silence of the Lambs.
I'm gonna go with B. That sounds.
B.
about
Silence of
right.
the, it was A. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I was so close to picking that one too.
All right, the final one before the famous section of the podcast. The original title for this sci-fi horror was
Blue Harvest.
Star Beast. The original title for this sci-fi horror was Star Beast. A. Predator. B. Alien. C. E.T. Or D. Critters. Wait, you went first one time.
Critters.
Critters.
Where was E.T.?
E.T.
A.
Predator.
Yeah.
It is B. Alien.
Yeah. Well.
All right, who won? Who won? Did Cody lose by 1 point?
No, Tyler, you won by. You have 9 total points. I had 8. Cody has 4. So no, Cody didn't lose by 1 point. Cody lost by more than half.
Hey, you suck more than normal.
You know what? That makes me feel good.
Hey, you didn't lose by 1 this time, Cody.
There you go, Cody.
I'm widening the gap, right?
Yeah, huh?
So, before we do the famous part of the podcast, the Forbidden Door section is ongoing. I am taking the equipment home because I will be knocking out the final sections of Forbidden Door in my 7 days. So when we reunite, we will be doing the Ultimate Universal Championship, Transformers versus whoever wins.
Okay, sounds good.
So-
Also means I need to get my special episode of Dead Air fully written then.
Have you got it yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Can you
No.
call it a very special episode?
I will call it a very special episode.
He touches himself while he writes.
That's not special. That happens every day.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. All right, you have been listening to the Orig, a damage control podcasting production.
Wait, what about the title? What about the title, The Orig? What do you think of
It's
that?
fucking awful. Whoever thought of it is just a travesty.
That like really hurt. By the way, the sound quality is good on the second Forbidden Door episode because it was raining and my fucking basement keeps leaking. It's getting worse.
To all the viewers that were just
No.
sitting in anticipation.
So
Going, man, it's been an hour and 30 minutes and Adam hasn't mentioned his fucking basement. What are we going to do, guys?
I was going to pick up the equipment after work and I'd set it up with Daniel, but it was downpouring, so I ran home to save my gym and because my guitar was out because everything's been moved. My wife made me move everything into the basement. So I just recorded it off the Zoom. It's actually...
You want to leave that in the podcast?
She don't listen. She's a bitch. No, that's a joke, Dana. She's a bitch.
And Adam got a divorce.
So, Dana, my address is, and you can look me up, girl.
Wow, Justin Bieber.
All right.
Anyway.
Baby.
Baby.
All right, you have been listening to The Orig, a damage control podcasting production. Make sure you check us out on all social medias at Facebook, on X, and Instagram at Damage Control Prod.
Sounds weird.
I know, right?
X.
All right.
Are they changing it again?
Not that I know of. Also, check out new episodes most Mondays on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and SoundCloud. Thank you very much. Give us a like, comment, and a subscribe.
There you go.
There you go. Adam, push the button.